they went ahead and actually extended his qualifying offer, so he's going to be an unrestricted free agent next year. So this will probably be possibly his last season with the Detroit Pistons. Brandon Jennings is after the All Star break. The boy was beautiful. He had 17.6 points and had a minus point 0.4 point per average. So Brandon Jennings actually is coming down, and this is going to be a fun team to watch. So keep an eye on the Detroit Pistons. And with Stan Van Gundy, he knows how to get his team up and ready. This team will not surprise me. They make the playoffs as an A seed and go up from there. Detroit in a few years could be a serious threat in the Eastern Conference. And I'm saying that because Stan Van Gundy does a wonderful job. Now, I don't know what he's going to do as far as an executive, but as a basketball coach, you got a great guy, and I'm looking forward to watch Detroit's successes with Stan Van Gundy at the helm and see what they do. All right, next team is division. We're going to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks had a rough year last year. There was 15 and 67. They definitely was one of the bottom feeders of the team in the league last year. So this is a team that's still in progress. To go ahead and break down the Milwaukee Bucks for you, they went ahead and actually added Jared Bayless, the only guy, but they did lose Ramon Septions and Akepte Udo is the only piece that they really lost in the offseason. So get a little bit of their starting lineup. Their starting lineup look like this. You got Brandon Knight, the point guard. Chris Middleton is at the 2. Giannis Antetokounmpo is at the 3. Jabari Parker is actually running the 4. He's going to be at the 4 position. Larry Sanders is going to be at the 5 position. You got the key reserves. You got John Henson, Jared Bayless, Nate Wolters, who was considered a good pick, a great pick, where he was drafted at last year. He had a 3.28 assist-to-turnover ratio. O.J. Mayo's coming off the bench. This is their projected. Where Jason Kidd is actually now the coach of this team after the nasty divorce he had with Brooklyn. And so now you got Jason Kidd over here running the show. So he actually went on point saying we're not going to skip steps. So now he goes from a team in Brooklyn where he had a lot of veteran heavy and a lot of guys that was pretty much like a couple of years younger than him. If you want to talk about Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett on this team, and now he's going to this team that is really young. You got a couple of 19-year-olds that probably knew Jason Kidd when they was probably, I want to say, definitely in elementary school. I can't think of the age in my head right now, but Jesus, man. So he went from old to young, but this is a guy that he's ready to take a step, and now this is going to help Milwaukee. Now they got a face as a coach that they can probably bring friends into the building. Jabari Parker's already admitted that he's saying he wants to stay in the market where he wants to be. He said he doesn't want to be a guy that want to bounce around. So kudos for him saying that. But we got to practice what you preach, so we'll see if you actually hold you to your word there with Jabari Parker. So Jabari Parker definitely is going to be one of the guys that will be running in Rookie of the Year. Keep an eye on Jabari Parker. Jabari Parker definitely came from Duke. This is a guy who's expected to be one of the heavy favorite Rookie of the Year. Hopefully he'll learn from Jason Kidd, but they got a real nice forward tandem in Parker and Giannis and Antetokounmpo. So check out him out. They got this guy who really play he can literally play all 5 positions. You can put him anywhere. I think you'll be fine with Giannis running the point from playing the center. Larry Sanders has been a guy who's been all known defense side of the ball. He's one of the guys defense side of the hound. So this is a guy that you want to pay attention to on the defense side of the ball, but he's got to keep his emotions in check. And like I said, this is a young team. So Milwaukee, this is a building process. So just be patient with it. And this is something that, I told to the Philly fans to keep going, but you're in a nice spot right now. And, we'll go from there. This division here, I mean, honestly, who I got winning it, I got Cleveland winning this division. As long as they stay healthy. But I'll tell you what, Chicago will be right behind them. This division is probably going to be going up and down from one week to another. Who's going to win on and off in the division here. So keep an eye on this division. As far as who I would pick, as far as my players on this division, I go with LeBron James. Always going to be on the team. Derrick Rose is going to be my point guard. Let's see. As far as my I got Joakim Noah. He'll be on there as well. Joakim Noah will be my center. He'll be on the team. Paul George is healthy. He'll be on this team too, but he's not. But I'm just going to pretend that he was healthy. I'm taking Paul George. He's on the team. And then I'm also going to take, let's see. I'm going to take Giannis Antetokounmpo. That kid is it's a steal, so we'll go with that for my rosters here. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, just give me just a second here. We're going to take a brief break. This is the Bogdan Court Podcast because we return shortly.
Be the greatest night of our lives. You're gonna let it be the worst.
And I guarantee you, we won't go by in your life. You won't regret walking out, letting them get the best of it.
Well, I'm not going home.
You've got too far! And I'm gonna stay right here and fight for this lost cause.
A day may come when the courage of men fails, but it is not this day.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
I'm not saying it's going to be easy.
You're going to work harder than you ever worked before.
But that's fine. We'll just get tougher with it.
A person grits his teeth and shows real determination.
Failure is not an option. That's how winning is done. Believe me when I say we can break this army here.
And win just one for the giver.
But I say to you, what every warrior has known since the beginning of time,
You've got to get mad.
I mean plumb mad dog mad.
If you would be free men, then you must fight to fulfill that promise. Let us cut out their living guts 1 inch at a time.
And they will know what we can do.
Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
Like a big bear, man.
This is your time.
Seize the day. Never surrender.
victory or death.
That's the ship.
Who's with me?
Clap! Clap! Don't let him die! Clap!
All right, let's fly.
And gentlemen in England, now our bed.
So no, my name is the law. When I tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our Independence Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Ball Your Court podcast. To my basketball fan, my hardcore basketball fans, a little bit motivational here. You know, we do all these searches as far as, we go through forums, we go through every sites that we can think of, every boards, and everything as far as waiting on your team to play, no matter where your team is at as far as if they're a contender, pretender, or they just rebuilding, or they just really not that good, and you can really admit that your team is not that good. To say the least is that basketball is back is the best show in the world to me. So I know my partner is definitely more into football, but I am the guy who's really into basketball, and I cannot be excited that I get to watch basketball officially. And it does, and I'm looking at it's 7 o'clock right here. I get basketball in an hour, and my team is going to be the first team to play, so I'm very excited about that. In regards, now that I'm talking about that, we're going to talk about the Southeast Division, where, of course, me and my partner team is Rome, and he already talked a little bit about that. So it's time for me to dissect that division as well. So first team we're going to talk about is the Miami Heat. Miami Heat, they was 54-20 last year. Of course, you know, they was in the running for a three-peat. They did get to the finals all 4 times during the LeBron James era with LeBron. I want to say big three. I'm not going to sit here. LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. So they made it to the finals and only got 2 rings, which is still a very successful campaign that they have. So this team pretty much obviously we already know who the big guy that they lost. We don't have to go into it. So LeBron James, Rashard Lewis, James Jones, Shane Battier retired. They did add Josh McRoberts, Luol Dean, and Danny Granger is on the squad now. Their starting lineup is going to look something like this. Mario Chalmers is still going to be the point guard. Dwayne Wade is the 2 guard. Luol Dean is going to be running the small forward position, taking where James has been at for the last 4 years that he was there. Josh McRoberts is that going to be projected to start. Chris Bosh is going to actually move up to the center position. Their reserves going to like Danny Granger, Norris Cole, Chris Anderson. And this team is going to be very interesting to see where they're going to go out from now. This team is, I'm concerned about the health. The same thing with Cleveland, same thing with Chicago, same thing about Miami as far as Dwayne Wade. I'm really concerned to see if he can actually play the whole season. If he does, then yes. And if he comes back, as Kevin said, he's been hitting 3-ball pretty well the whole preseason. Eric Spoelstra is trying to look at this where it's a blank canvas and trying to go ahead and move forward, which is the right way to look at it. You know, you had a great campaign with LeBron and the rest of the guys there, so now you're going to look forward there. You still got a competent squad. But they're just trying to figure out how much – we're really going to find out how much LeBron actually meant to this team without him there. They're still a competent team in the East, or will they take a slip? So – I said you got Ray Allen, who's come to play. He don't know when he's going to come back. Some are speculating that he'll come back mid-season to the Cavs. Like I told you, James Jones always up too. So this team is going to be a different series here. So for Heat fans that are still watching this team, you still got you're still trying to incorporate Shabazz Napier, who is the electric point guard for the Huskies, Connecticut Huskies, on their run that they had made last year in the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Besides that, you got Josh McRoberts, who I had the pleasure of watching him in Orlando, and he's a guy that can pretty much do the dirty work. He does the rebound, screen setting. He definitely spaced the floor a little bit, can hit a little jumper as well. So he's a guy that whenever you need to spell Chris Bosh, you can put him in at the center position and play. You still got your Douglas Haslam on the squad too, so